Okay, here we go for the second half kickoff. Hopefully Mr. Roach there didn't just take photos in the first half. Well, there you go. So here we go. Rams kicking off. Squib kick down the middle. Rams kickoff turned by the Lancers out to the 29-yard line.
It's kind of the up man's dream right there, the bouncing ball. Ooh, I can get a chance to run for a little bit. It's probably not appropriate commentary, but I imagine that's what was going through his head.
Well, you know, it's hard to announce a football game and run the clock and, you know, do all the things that we do up here when you're 12 years old, right?
Just give me my tricycle and leave me alone.
Dakota Pope goes back to pass, throws it over to the right side, but the ball is dropped.
I wouldn't put that on the receiver. That was probably his first poorly thrown pass of the night. He put that one high and outside.
Dakota Pope passes incomplete. Brings up second down and 10.
I think that's a pass that the Lancers have if they want it. The quick drop, one-step drop after the shotgun snap and out quickly to a receiver, either the X or the Z out wide.
Dakota Pope goes back again, and this time he is thrown down at the 20-yard line. Dakota Pope sacked in the backfield. Ball is spotted at the 22-yard line. Loss of 7 yards on the play. Brings up third down and 17.
Here we go, Lakeside sort of chasing the chains right off the get-go. You decide to, you know, I'm not questioning the play calling at all, but when you decide to come out and throw on first down and don't get it, you know, now your playbook shrinks a bit on you.
Dakota Pope takes the ball up the middle, and then he loses it, but he gets it back. Again,
That's
the sophomore making some
that ball
mistakes.
like a loaf of bread. That ball, if that ball is tucked away, he easily beats that defender.
And gets a first down.
You know, perhaps has a first down, but he's carrying that ball out there in his single hand. And I'm sorry, a sophomore in high school doesn't have hands big enough to carry like that.
Dakota Pope, the ball carrier, gain of 3 yards. Fourth down.
Fortunate there.
All right, so the punt goes out to the 36-yard line of the Rams. First and 10.
Isaiah Saucedo with another good punt. Had some good hang time there. Not as good as his first one, but still another good punt. And again, you've got now 65 yards you're forcing the Rams to go instead of a short field. This is still some work to do for Ramona.
Okay, so the Rams take over first and 10 at the 36-yard line. Swing pass out to the right. Caught by number 9, Dante Roby. Correction, number 8, Misael Sandoval. Brendan Osoyende, pass complete to Misael Sandoval. Ball is spotted at the 50-yard line. First and 10, Rams. Dante Roby, the ball carrier. Tackled down at the 47-yard line of the Lancers. Second down and 7. Brendan Osoyende throws it up the middle, nowhere close, and then the receiver just got destroyed.
That throw over the middle there, you got to be real precise going over the middle of the field there, excuse me. Good linebacking play there by Solano there, making sure he's in the right spot. Tell you what, Ramona's O-line's done a pretty good job protecting, with the exception of a couple isolated events. They've created good throwing lanes for their quarterback.
Oh!
There's another great play by Isaac Solano coming in. Saw that give right away and put a real good hat on the running back in the backfield.
Dante Roby, the ball carrier, tackled at the line of scrimmage. Short loss on the play. Brings up 4th down. So you've talked about this before, Coach, the positioning of the defense. I've seen a marked improvement of that positioning, that you don't have blown coverages, you got solid play by the linebackers, they're not giving up the territory that they used to. Oh, flag on the play too, on the punt. Takes a Lancer hop. Oh, and is taken by the Lancers and advanced up to the 45-yard line. Pretty risky play there, but a smart play, I think.
Well, tell you what, the ball was probably going to bounce about where it ended up, but, again, there you go. A guy who otherwise wouldn't get his hands on the ball sees the ball coming towards him, picks it up, and let me go see if I can make a play. And he
almost did.
I'd like to say he knew the flag was on the play, but he didn't see it. He just saw the football and was going to go try and make a positive play on the game.
Lancers get the ball back at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Lancers. Okay, so here are the Lancers again. Dakota Pope's pass goes out to Vince Gastelum off to the left side. Looks about a gain of around 5 yards. It's a pretty positive play on 1st down, Coach.
Yeah, again, like we've mentioned a few times, they gotta play ahead of the chains. They're picking up 4 yards or so on
Dakota
1st
Pope
down.
pass
They're putting
complete to
themselves
Vince
in
Gastelum,
good
gain
position.
of 4, 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6 is a lot different than 2nd and 9.
Dakota Pope runs out to the right. Looks like he wants to throw it, but runs out of room.
See, I think as Dakota gets more snaps, that's a ball that he realizes even if his receiver's not there. He's done it a couple of times tonight. You just throw that ball away, because now we're in a 3rd and 12 situation as opposed to a 3rd and 6. And again, you limit yourself offensively when you are in 3rd and 12 as opposed to 3rd and 6.
Dakota Pope taken down for a loss. 3rd down and 12. Okay, Lancers spread it out. Dakota Pope goes back, quick toss. And it looks like it's intercepted.
That's a really great play defensively by that linebacker. That's a tip ball. Receiver and defensive back getting there at the same time. Linebacker dropping into his curl coverage, and look what I found.
Dakota Pope's pass is intercepted. Ball is spotted at the 49-yard line of the Lancers. 1st and 10 Rams. That's a couple turnovers now for the kid quarterback. Coach, again, this game is not out of reach for Ramona by any stretch of the imagination. And, you know, the Lancers have got to do a better job at protecting the football.
Yeah, that's 2 possessions and 2 turnovers here, or 2 near turnovers.
Dante Roby, the ball carrier, knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Rams.
Yeah, a score here of any kind, field goal or touchdown, and all of a sudden it's a 1-possession game. So this is not a cruise control sort of effort for Lakeside tonight.
The Ramona ball carrier that time just met at the line of scrimmage by a swarm of Lancers. Short pickup for the Rams. Gain of about a yard brings up 2nd down and 9. Brennan Osoyende passes off to the left side, is complete. Brennan Osoyende pass complete to Adrian Monghe. Ball is spotted at the 28-yard line. 3rd down.
This is easily 4-down territory for Ramona. They'll go for it regardless of what happens here, I think. Well, and we're going to get a first down anyway.
Offsides against the Lancers. 5-yard penalty. Ramona 1st down. Brennan Osoyende hands off to Dante Roby, and he's plastered. Dante Roby, the ball carrier. Loss of a yard on the play, 2nd down and 11. Brennan Osoyende again hands off to Dante Roby, who scratches out a little bit of room.
It's a big tackle there by McGuire Cole. That tackle doesn't get made there. I know it was for a 4-yard gain, but that tackle doesn't get made, and Roby might have skated right into the end zone.
Dante Roby, the ball carrier. Gain of 2, 3rd down and 8. Brennan Osoyende goes back, pressured, goes to the left, tosses over. Brennan Osoyende pass is complete, all the way down to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, Rams. Okay, now is the time, Coach. The momentum is kind of shifting towards Ramona.
Absolutely, yeah. Some missed tackles there, but a good play. Quarterback from Ramona is doing a good job keeping plays alive, and missed tackles.
Brennan Osoyende goes to the left side, and he's going to score.
I don't see a signal, and there's the
touchdown.
Signal.
Touchdown, Rams. Miguel Villa in to attempt the point after touchdown. And the kick is good. Point after touchdown is good with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Ramona High School 7, Lakeside Lancers 10. Well, obviously, Coach, the Lancers can't cough up the football. I mean, that's points off of a turnover there. The Lancers, I would say, marginally had decent control of the game, and now they give up points off a turnover. And now you're kind of wondering. If the Lancers can put together a drive
from my
here.
perspective as an observer here, I'm still trying to figure out what Lakeside is trying to do. I think it's pretty clear what Ramona's identity is offensively, but I'm not quite sure what Lakeside's trying to do quite yet. And I think it's probably going to be a little while, because last year and the year before it was hand the ball to Adrian Burt, and if that doesn't work, we'll try and figure something out. And that luxury just doesn't exist this year. And although Dakota Pope and Vince Gastelum have the ability to do some things, they're not Adrian Burt.
Again, another turnover.
Nope, he was down, and the officials are right on it. He's down. Yeah, but again, these guys are carrying the ball like they've never held a football before. And if I were the coach of the running backs or receivers or anybody else that carries the football for that matter, I would remind them that this is a football and not their lunch pail or some other thing that they just carry around lackadaisically.
Lancers return the kickoff to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Lancers. Okay, Dakota Pope takes a snap, and he's going nowhere.
And there's Lakeside behind the chains again. Again, I'm not, I'm definitely not going to sit up here in the booth and question play calling, because that's, I'm not down on the field. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just, stating making an observation. They're playing behind the chains, and that's something that they don't have the ability to do.
Dakota Pope taken down in the backfield. 2nd down and 14. Dakota Pope goes back to pass. Finds a little room on the left side. There is a penalty flag down, and the ball is batted away.
We got a few flags.
Penalty flag on the play.
Got a flag on the far side, flag on the near side. Got ineligible downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield. That'd be a 10-yard penalty. I thought it was a 10-yard. Oh, it's a 5-yard. 5-yard penalty against the Lancers.
Is that a replay down? Yeah, it is replay down.
2nd down and 19. Dakota Pope hands off to Saleh Lamasatelli, and the ball is out again, and Saleh's hurt. Saleh is hurt. And Saleh tries to get up, and he goes down again. But then he gets back up again, gets off under his own steam. So it looks like the Lancers are just kind of trying to find a way to make some yardage, and they're just going backward, Coach.
I need to take the next few offensive plays that Lakeside has and take a look at their offensive line because they're getting beat up front. But, well, obviously Ramona with a 3-man front right here expecting some form of pass, so they're going to drop a bunch of guys into coverage, so this shouldn't be an issue on this one.
Dakota Pope goes back to throw, tosses it down the field towards Paul. Brandon, he makes the catch. Dakota Pope pass is complete. Down the left sideline to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Lancers.
It's a good job of Paul going up and getting that ball. A couple of defenders around, and he just went up and high-pointed that thing, snagged it with his hands. That's a good catch.
Spectacular play by Paul Brandon down the left sideline, fighting for the ball. Dakota Pope hands off to Vince Gastelum. He tries the edge this time, spun around, tackled down for about a gain of a yard. Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier. Short gain on the play. 2nd down and 9. Again, when given time, the kid makes plays. I mean, and that time the skill players stepped up and made a fantastic play. Penalty flag on the play.
I think we're going to get a hold. Yep, we got a hold. That one's going to come back. Just there isn't a whole lot of movement right now by the offensive line, and that's tough when you're trying to pick your way and you don't have the physical tools that an Adrian Burt had.
Holding against the Lancers, be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Ball is spotted at the 42-yard line. The 2nd down and 19. Dakota Pope going back to pass, scrambles to the right, no room there, taken down. Dakota Pope, the ball carrier.
I don't know if his helmet came off while he was on the ground or while it was in play, because if it was in play, he's got to come out. If he was on the ground,
okay, and that just brings up 3rd down. Third down and 25. So Dakota Pope has to come out of the game. Brandon again, huge catch!
The back judge said it's incomplete. The back judge said it's incomplete, that it hit the ground.
Pass is incomplete.
Sorry, Paul, there's no replay. I don't know how he can make that call from back there, but that's okay. It's high school officials. They're reffing for weekend money. That's too bad. That was another really, really good catch by Paul Brandon.
Paul is just an animal when it comes to those kind of plays. I mean, he just goes up and fights.
I think there's another, we're looking at a potential issue here. I mean, we talked at the Open about how Lakeside was probably missing one of their best, if not their best offensive linemen in Wyatt Steele. And then also having Dylan Baumoff be out due to injury at some point tonight. I don't know when he was lost, but I see him down there on the training table. Losing O-line players is something that is difficult to withstand. And it could be one of those things that's showing right now.
Again, Paul Brandon really stepping up, Coach. He's got the size. And the thing I appreciate about him most is just that long flowing hair. I mean, you can't buy hair
Reminds you
like
of Endless
that.
Summer.
Oh,
Little bit of Endless Summer going on right there.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I hope that...
He was the guy that, in all honesty, I expected to kind of have a little bit bigger of an impact on the game tonight. And we haven't really called his name much outside of that one great catch and the one non-catch. I mean, we'll see what it looks like on the film, but obviously it's tough to make those calls in real time as you're, an official.
Lancer punt goes down to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 Rams. Okay, so here's where the defense really needs to step up. Ramona was able to take a turnover and drive it down the field and punch it in. And now the game is really on the line at this point.
Ramona's doing a really good job up front. Their running backs are finding all sorts of space at this point in time.
Dante Roby, the ball carrier. Nine yards on the carry, brings up 2nd down and 1. Little confusion in the secondary.
Yeah, Ramona again finding all sorts of space. That's two plays and 20 yards.
Misael Sandoval, the ball carrier, again is good enough for a Rams 1st down.
$38?
48.
48. All right. Thank you. 4-8. Enter. That's why I asked. Thought he said 38 too.
Handout goes to Dante Roby to the right side. There's a player down for the Lancers.
And one for Ramona.
Looks like Dante Roby for Ramona is down, and I can't see the number of the Lakeside player.
That's Juan Ramirez for Lakeside.
Dante Roby, who's had a pretty solid game at this point. And he's walking pretty gingerly off the field. Dante Roby, the ball carrier, takes the ball to the 40-yard line. Brings up 2nd down and 3. Again, it kind of feels like the defense is just trying to make something happen. Again, another big rip-off run to the right side. And tackled down at the 1-yard line. So, Coach, what are you seeing? Lancer defense is pretty exhausted.
Yeah, they're getting killed up front right now.
You know, and that goes back to the offense. If the offense can't sustain drives,
well, yeah, they work together. I mean, they have to work in concert there. The offense can't stay on the field, can't really protect the ball. I mean, again, we go back those 10 points on their first 2 series, and after that, really a whole lot of nothing. Some long field goal tries, but there hasn't been much consistency. But that's what you're going to deal with, not only at the beginning of the season, but when you're trying to have so many new players at so many critical positions. That's a tough thing to replace. You have a really hard time replacing that.
And you can't necessarily fault the effort of the Lancers.
Oh, I don't think it's an effort thing at all. I definitely don't think that the boys are out there phoning it in. I think that, I haven't looked at Ramona's roster to see if they're, heavy on upperclassmen or if there's a tremendous size advantage. But you look out there and you don't visually see a tremendous size advantage or disadvantage for one team or the other. And you don't get the feeling that there are skill players that are remarkably bigger, faster, stronger than one team or the other. And it in many cases, it'll come down to experience and fatigue. And, maybe you get situations that, Lakeside's practice schedule the past week or 10 days has been impacted by fires. And we'll see what happens here. But I venture a guess that Lakeside's going to be looking up at the scoreboard here after a couple of plays. There's a good play right there defensively to stop him short.
Dante Roby, the ball carrier. No gain on the play. 2nd down.
It's another stop.
Again, Dante Roby stopped near the goal line. 3rd down.
This has always been one of the interesting things for me. For teams that are shotgun or pistol teams, you've got the ball on the 1 foot line, and you snap it back to the 4 or 5, and then something like that happens, and now you've lost a yard.
Yeah, huge play defensively for the Lancers. 4th down and goal.
That's Cameron Johnson again.
Again, a
with
crowd.
Another big
It's
play.
4th down and goal. Fumbled snap. Ramona's in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Ramona.
Man, it took every ounce of effort that kid had to get that one over the goal line.
They're saying, oh,
That's what I say to that.
point after touchdown is good with 10 minutes and 36 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Ramona High School 14, your Lakeside Lancers 10. All right, so here's the litmus test for the Lancer offense.
Yeah, it'll be an early season test. You know, you don't mind having this in week 1 because, you know, you're not going to, you know, you'll find out a lot about what sort of character your team has, what sort of mettle they have, regardless of whether or not you pull out a win or you end up losing. What are they going to do?
Lancers take the kickoff out to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers. So again, Coach, you've brought it up before. This idea about how the ball carriers for Lakeside are not protecting the football as well as probably they should.
Yes. I'm not quite sure how to respond to that one. Yes, that is true. You know, we'll see. This is going to be a big challenge here for the offensive line. You know, one of the things that you saw last year a lot was a decent push going forward, and we haven't really seen that much tonight. You know, again, your first play of the game, you run a counter and get a 50-yard touchdown run. But since that time, there hasn't been a lot of positive action.
Dakota Pope throws it up again to Paul Brannon, but this time the defender does a good job in blocking him out. Dakota Pope's pass is incomplete. 2nd down and 10. I'll be honest with you, Coach. I'm not feeling the sense of urgency here. I'm kind of feeling like the Lancers are just kind of taking a wait and see approach.
Well, again, I'm not quite sure if they really know who they're going to be. I don't think they know what their identity is at this point. You know, it doesn't really appear that they're committed quite yet to being a run first and pass second team, or a pass first and run second team. And I think that is by virtue of the fact of what they've done the past couple of years. When you have a bell cow like Adrian Burt, you know what you are doing every week. And when you have to replace that identity, it's going to be a challenge.
Dakota Pope goes back to pass. He's looking, he's got plenty of time. He rolls out to the right, tosses back to Paul Brannon, who makes a spectacular catch.
That's a really good catch there by Brannon. Made sure he secured that ball with his hands. Showed it to the official right away.
Dakota Pope pass complete to Paul Brannon. Ball is placed at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers.
Lakeside needed that. They needed a first down and not just to hold on to the ball, but some positive things offensively. Give their defense a little bit more of a chance to breathe, but also some positive things offensively.
Dakota Pope tosses it off to the left side, and it's batted down. Dakota Pope's pass is incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Dakota Pope goes back to pass. Tosses it again to Paul Brennan, who makes another juggling catch. And he lunges forward inside Ramona territory. Dakota Pope pass complete to Paul Brennan. Ball is placed at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10, Lancers.
So this is one of those things where they found a mismatch now. Dakota is having time to throw. That's a good job by Zeke Foysaga right there as the center, kind of anchoring the interior line and setting a decent cut for Pope to step up in. And now you've got the ball to Gastelum, and now things are going in a positive direction again.
Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier, tackled down at the 39-yard line. Gain of 8 yards on the play, 2nd down and 2.
So you have a little bit of success, and it causes the defense to question and change what they've been doing.
Well, that was
there
a good
again,
run.
You play ahead of the chains, a simple trap play. You get yourself 2.5, 3 yards, and you've got another 1st down.
Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier. Gain is good enough for another Lancer. 1st down. Dakota Pope goes back to pass. Again, tosses it down to the right side to Paul Brennan, and he makes another great catch. But the referees are saying he got it out of bounds.
There's a flag on the play, and they let the play go. So I'm not sure if we're going to have an illegal formation. Maybe not enough men on the line of scrimmage for Lakeside, because usually an offside or a false start, they would have blown it dead. It's a substitution penalty.
Penalty is against the Lancers.
Yeah, it looks like they're talking to Coach Chandler right now. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage.
Illegal formation is the call. Ball is spotted at the 43-yard line. 1st down and 15.
Not sure what that conversation was.
Yeah, that was
about.
a little
Looked like the
interesting.
Ramona coaches had a question for the officials, and they just wanted to have something clarified there.
Dakota Pope hands off to Vince Gastelum. He tries the right side. Gets pretty close to the original line of scrimmage. Actually gains 6 yards. Actually officially 7. Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier. Gain of 6 yards, 2nd down and 9. Oh! Vince Gastelum smacked at the line of scrimmage and pushed back.
So now if you're Ramona, if you're the coaching staff, do you bring pressure here? Or do you sit back and maybe double cover Brannon and force Pope to go elsewhere?
Dakota Pope goes back to pass. Blitz comes Dakota Pope escapes. Then he tosses it out of bounds. Smart play by the sophomore.
And now another decision here for Coach Chandler. Got just about 6 minutes left in the game. A 4th and long situation. Do you punt or do you go for it? And it looks like they're going to go for it.
Dakota Pope's pass is incomplete. 4th down. Dakota Pope goes back to pass. Again, another toss down the right side. What a catch! What a catch by Paul Brennan!
And that's a catch. What a great catch. That was a great catch. Great catch. That was just a toss it and hope from Pope. Let's call it what it was. I'm going to give my guy a chance, and that's the second really big catch Brandon's made tonight. So Lakeside's got to get it in.
Middle.
Lakeside's got to get into the end zone here.
Dakota Pope
3 points doesn't really
takes
help.
the ball up the middle. Ball is spotted at the 5-yard line. 2nd down and goal.
This has been Lakeside's best drive of the night. When they go down, they put together so far their best drive of the night, and they had a big 3rd down conversion and a big 4th down conversion that they had to have. And Paul Brannon has come up big both times to make those conversions.
Dakota Pope, quick pass to the right to Paul Brennan! Touchdown! Lakeside Lancers!
That drive right there was all about 17. We were waiting for him to show up tonight, and on that drive, he sure did. And that's senior leadership right there, and that's making plays. And so you wonder if that now gives every opponent going forward something to think about. And does that perhaps open up the opportunity for somebody else to make plays offensively? So this is a big extra point right here.
Andres Banda in to attempt the point after touchdown, and it is good. Point after touchdown is good. With 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Ramona High School 14, your Lakeside Lancers 17.
Say, you know, these week 1 and week 2 games, week 0 games are always games where you're going to circle things as a coaching staff and go, got to get this fixed, need to throw that away and try something different. But it's also an opportunity to see what you've got too. And I think if you're Lakeside staff, you go, okay, 17 is a guy that's going to show up to play. So we got to try and find ways to get him the ball because he's going to go up and make catches for us.
Yeah, and then I think about the performance of the offensive line in the first 3 quarters, and then they've really stepped up to the plate here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and even Gastelum in there at running back coming up and making some big blocks as a blocking running back, picking up blitzes and picking up when his O-line guys maybe got beat.
Andres Banda kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 Rams. And again, Coach, you got to think about number 4. I mean, here's the second time when they have been in trouble in the 4th quarter, and the kid has stepped up and he has led his team down the field for what potentially could be the winning touchdown. I mean, the kid is just clutch.
Yeah, and that's, again, those are the things that, you look at the kid and he's, not your prototypical quarterback when you see him walking around campus, but he's a kid that's going to play. He shows up to play the game.
Dante Roby, the ball carrier. Gain of 3 yards on the play brings up 2nd down and 7. Brendan Asoyende passes incomplete.
Now this is interesting to me because Ramona's got a lot of clock left, and by throwing that pass there, now they're in a 3rd and 7, which they've picked up 7 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards on the ground before tonight. But do they risk running the football right now and getting into a 4th and 3 or 4 situation where they're not comfortable going for it on the ground and turn the ball back over to Lakeside, to where Lakeside can sort of milk the clock a little bit? It'll be interesting to see the play call here from Ramona.
Here it comes, Jay! Big 3rd down play here for the Rams. Brendan Asoyende goes back to pass and he slips down.
Yeah. That's a big play there by Isaac Solano. Even though the contact didn't lead to an immediate sack, it knocked the quarterback off balance enough to where he slipped on his own, because if he keeps his feet there, that running back that's been running rampant all night long is free. So now this is all about ball security if you're Lakeside. You got to make sure you catch this punt, if in fact it is kicked, which I imagine at this point it will be kicked.
Yeah.
And it looks like Ramona's going to call a timeout to figure out what they want to do.
Timeout. Timeout, Ramona.
You're getting the smoke smell now?
Smoke. No?
The smoke.
I haven't been keeping track of the timeouts. I think that's 2 for Ramona, but I can't figure out. I can't figure out on this new board here with all these buttons what to do. Oops.
Well, just don't push the eject button, Coach.
I probably shouldn't have done that. Uh-oh.
Okay,
it's week 1. We're making mistakes up here, too.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying, Coach.
Gotta catch that ball. Catch it.
Okay, so Paul Brandon takes the ball about the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Can't really gain any ground.
But again,
will take over at midfield.
The big thing there is ball security. Ball security is the name of the game right now if you're Lakeside.
Rams punt goes all the way to the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers. So if you're the Lancers again, you're just going to try to kill clock. Killing clock is the name of the game right now, and
Absolutely.
like you said, ball security. Vince Gastelum takes the handoff, goes to the right side, picks up a couple yards. His attempt to salt the game away at this point. Gain of about 2 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier, gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Dakota Pope takes it up the middle this time, and he's going to get the first down and more. Dakota Pope, the ball carrier, tackled down at the 36-yard line. That gain is good enough for another Lancer. First down!
Tell you what, with the exception of the first two series, Lakeside went to sleep, and then these last two series, they've woken back up again.
Handoff goes to Vince Gastelum up the middle. Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier. Gain of 7 yards. Second down and 3.
Approaching 2 minutes here.
Again, Coach.
And you know, one more first down, and Lakeside can almost kneel this thing out. Ramona's got one timeout left, and
handoff goes to Vince Gastelum up the middle. Rips off another big run down inside the 20-yard line.
I tell you what, this has been a good job by the 3 interior linemen, the 2 guards in the center, of making sure that they've been picking up, because Ramona's been bringing linebackers, both A-gaps, trying to stop that interior run. And these are some of the longest runs Lakeside has had all night, excuse me.
Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier. First down, Lancers.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite of what we had in the first half and the third quarter, of Lakeside's defense not being able to get off of the field, and now Ramona's can't.
Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier. Timeout. Timeout, Ramona. So again, Coach, couple running plays here, and the game is probably going to be over at this point.
I know our scoreboard says they've got one timeout left, but if my chicken scratch here is correct, and it looks like I see the back judge down there saying that they do still have one timeout left. Lakeside's got 2 left, and Ramona's got 1 left.
Okay, so the Lancers, second down and 11. Dakota Pope tries the right side, scrambles around a little bit, gets down inside the 15-yard line, down to the 13. Dakota Pope, the ball carrier. Gain of 7 yards.
What?
Third down and 4. Dakota Pope hands off to Vince Gastelum, who's kind of shoved back. Timeout. Timeout, Ramona.
All right.
So again, Coach, we're probably looking at maybe a Andres Banda attempt, or do you just
I don't know.
go for it
I
on fourth down?
think if the way that the last 2 field goal attempts have gone, with poor snaps and misses, the last thing that you want to have happen here is another poor snap that maybe goes over the holder's head, because Carlos Cruz had to go up and get the last one, and he did a good job to go get that last one. And so I think Lakeside's just going to be content to run another play here, see if they can't get, break off a chunk run, and if not, turn it over to their defense and try and keep everything in front of you. And who knows, maybe they'll throw one up and see what happens. tell Dakota to sit back there a little bit and then let one fly, and even if it's an interception, who cares?
Dakota Pope tries to go up the middle. Clock goes down to 27 seconds. Dakota Pope, the ball carrier. Ramona takes over 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line.
So no timeouts left. You know, the danger here is they do only need a field goal. And we have no idea what sort of kicker Ramona has because they haven't
Attempted a field goal.
and their kickoffs have been squib kicks. And that's short of a first down. So he can't.
Ramona clocks it.
So this more than likely is going to be the last play of the game here.
Okay, Brandon Osoyende goes back, scrambles around, has some open field, and he's tackled down. Final score, Ramona High School 14, your Lakeside Lancers 17.